A few days ago, photographs began circulating online from Cocoyoc, Morelos. People looking at them started saying the same damn thing. Dogman, a tall animal-like figure standing where something like that shouldn't be standing. But Mexico has another name, Nahual. And Nahual isn't simply a Mexican werewolf. The story is much older, rooted in traditions of transformation, spiritual power, and the boundary that exists between humans and animals. And here's what makes Cocoyoc strange. This isn't the first time people there have feared a Nahual. It happened in 2022. Residents reported strange noises and movement at night. Some became so convinced that something was moving through the neighborhood that they painted white crosses made from lime on their houses, believing the crosses could keep the Nahual from entering. On August 20, 2022, paranormal investigator Carlos Trejo arrived in Cocoyoc, interviewed residents and investigated the claims. Then the cameras left. The story faded. 4 years later, now another strange image has appeared from Cocoyoc. A dark figure, hard to identify. It could be a person, an animal, a trick of perspective, a hoax. We don't know. But people saw the shape and reached for a familiar word, Dogman. Then came the older word, Nahual. Because for some strange reason raised around these traditions, the frightening question isn't what kind of animal is that? It's what if that's even an animal? The Nahual is more complicated than the internet's idea of a Mexican werewolf. Traditions connect Nahuales with transformation, spiritual power, animals, and ritual knowledge. Dark stories connected them to brujeria and shapeshifting. That's what makes Cocoyoc so unsettling. Dogman is a creature, but a Nahual can be a person. Someone who looks ordinary during the day and becomes something else after dark. Think about those white crosses painted on the houses in 2022. They don't prove a supernatural creature existed, but they prove something important. People were afraid. They believed something outside their homes might come inside. That fear existed 4 years before this photograph. Maybe the image is nothing, but the story behind it is older than the photograph. Cocoyoc already had the legend, and the residents already had a name, the Nahual. So imagine walking through Cocoyoc after midnight. You hear something behind you. 4 footsteps, and then silence. You turn, nothing. You hear it again, closer. You look towards the end of the street. Something is standing there. You think it's a dog, and then it stands up. The question isn't, what is that? It's, who the hell is that? Maybe because the scariest part isn't the animal itself. It's the person underneath it. Maybe the internet called it Dogman, but the old stories had another name, Nahual.